Have you done a podcast before?
No, I haven't.
Is this your first one?
First one.
Really?
Really?
I am so honored. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this.
It's a pleasure.
This is just basically going to be a chat. However, we have the chat. You know, what I like about podcasts is it's almost like an audio picture. It is a moment of time we're going to freeze together, and whoever can listen to this for future generations to come. And I just personally felt the need to come and have this conversation too, because I've always found your situation very inspiring in the sense of you're a very creative individual.
Thank you.
And it's amazing to see from all of your paintings in the house I'm sitting with, all of your paintings, your whole entire craft room. Does it feel like you've always had this pent up and you finally have the space to explore this for the first time?
Yeah, I think my illness brought it out of me quite strongly. I felt I had to do something to keep busy, and I actually realized what talents I had after that.
Have you painted or anything like that as a kid?
No, I only started in 2019, 2020, I started painting.
How far in after you've been diagnosed did you...
2.5 years.
Was it... How did it come? Did it just start painting? Did you just grab a blank canvas?
My daughter Jeni bought some blank canvases they were using with the students. And we actually started with a joke. She challenged me.
Okay.
And then I realized that I can do quite abstract. It's not like realistic paintings, but it's quite an abstract form.
Well, I'm one of those people who tell you I can't paint or I can't draw, immediately.
Oh, that was my conclusion of myself.
But and the constant need to draw, do you think it's a therapeutic type thing?
Very
the action?
therapeutic. Very, very, very. When things get a bit tough and hard to cope with, painting's like escape.
Yeah.
And you feel better when you've created something.
And take me through, if you don't mind, from when you were diagnosed to where you are right now. You're heading towards a really important operation at the same time. Would you mind giving me a little bit of a context to what's going through your mind right now?
I'm scared crapless. The op is very intense, very expensive, life-changing. Yeah, the diagnosis was life-changing. You don't know what to expect.
Yes.
But the op, I think, can only do good. It's had a huge success rate worldwide, not just in our country. We operate different to other countries. Other countries do it in 2 and 3 sessions. South Africa does it in 1 session, although you go to theatre twice. And you have an MRI done the day before. You also get anesthetic. But it's basically the same, just South Africa does it all on one day.
Does it have a higher risk rate because of that? Or what?
It's a high risk of point stop with how you do it. I mean, they basically cut your skull open, stick wires in your brain, and connect you to a pacemaker.
And there you go.
And there you go. And you're awake 5 hours of the op.
What? Awake?
Awake.
Yes.
So basically the first day you go to theatre, you get anesthetic, they do an MRI. You're not allowed to move at all, that's why they give you anesthetic. Then the next day you go into theatre, they numb your skull, your skin. Mm-hmm. Then they make a hole in the one side of your skull and they work on that side of the brain. Then they make another hole in the other side of your skull and they work on that side of the brain. Then you go into theatre, you get anesthetic, and they pull the wires through the side of your neck, and they plant the pacemaker above your collarbone.
And they need to gain entry via
Your
on
skull,
top.
yes. It's inside and on top.
Yeah, it's unlike Cremora that's just on top.
So yeah, it's been a challenge, but I believe everything will go well.
If you have to decide if you have to live your life any differently, things that has happened because of certain experiences, would you change anything?
I'd love to not have this illness.
Yeah.
I've had to change a lot in my life. I've had to stop running. I enjoyed jogging. I've just had a lot of limitations in life. I walk with a limp, which I never had. In the mornings you wake up and you're as stiff as a corpse. By the time you get out the shower, you hope the medication's kicked in. By the time you get to work, you can move. I listened to another guy on YouTube the other day, 10 years ago. He actually made this video, and he said his wife says that she's the only woman that's married to a man that gets younger the further the day goes, because when he gets up, he's an old man. When he's had a shower and the Parkinson's meds kicked in, he's a bit more looser and he can walk better. So yeah, and it's been a challenge on my family as well.
With regards to, I feel like when you reach a certain age and start brushing, shoulders with mortality, I think that not only experiencing from the third party loss and grief that comes along with it, and what your perception of your timeline of life look like, and being diagnosed with the illness and having any possible future of you snipped away, how do you get the courage to do what you do every single day and look past that?
You actually don't look past it. You live every day as if it's your last. You're grateful for everything you have.
Every second.
Every second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parkinson's, they can't really tell you what's going to happen. Everybody reacts different to it. Yeah, your way you go from stage 1 to 5, the right word is they can't give you a prognosis.
Yeah.
Because everyone acts differently. I actually, in my mind, I've done very well if you take it. I've had it for 8 years. Except that my movement's really difficult. I'm actually doing quite well. If I take other people that have got tremors, really have a hard time. I just have difficulty. My right side's busy getting paralyzed. But that's part of it. I knew that.
Yeah.
I can still move fast if I lose my temper.
Of course.
But yeah, life's been a challenge, especially the past 2 years.
Everything from your day to day, not only overcoming your day to day, becomes adapting
to this illness.
Whatever changes comes along with it every day.
Yeah, your body reacts to the illness and medication. Some people, when they get diagnosed, they're already past stage 1, 2, and 3. Other people, like me, get diagnosed in stage 1. In 8 years, I've progressed to stage 3. But yeah, technically you can't die from Parkinson's. You die as a result of Parkinson's.
Okay.
Because your liver, your heart, your stomach, your colon, your bladder, everything gets affected.
Because I think the main misconception is just everybody just know about the tremors, the shakes.
Yeah, in a layman's terms, you get different types, if I can put it that way.
Different types of diabetes.
You get people that have tremors. I have very slight tremors. I've actually got no tremors. What I've got is what they call dystonia and muscle disintegration.
Okay.
So basically, I wake up as stiff as a fiddle. I can't move. I can't turn in bed until I've had a hot shower and my medication. Then my muscles seem to ease up a bit. The dystonia comes from the Parkinson and from medication. Now, that's basically, we all know what it feels like getting a cramp in your calf or your foot where your toe pulls skew.
Yeah.
That's similar to that, but on steroids.
All over.
No, not all over. I'll get it like in my hand, but basically depending on the cramp, my fingers literally bent backwards.
And it doesn't go back.
No.
Wow.
Or it pulls in like a claw and I can't unlock my hand, or my foot does it. Now my poor husband wakes up 2 a.m. with me shouting, and he just jumps out of bed and starts rubbing whatever part's pulling and got cramps. That subsides. Some days it's worse. I can have a few days in a row that are bad, and I can not have it for weeks.
And what would you say, and you're still able to do your job? You still go to work?
I go to work, but I'm office bound now.
Yeah. And well, with regards to your medication, how does it work? Being medicated along with being in the...
The medication doesn't affect my ability. It actually improves my ability to do a lot that I do. I've stopped taking pain medication because my stomach lining started bleeding last year of all the pain medication. So I've basically stopped taking any pain medication.
So pain meds non-existent?
No.
You just take the violence every single day.
Face it up front.
Push through the pain.
Push through the pain.
And what's the operation going to help with? How does a pacemaker help with Parkinson?
Basically, the wires that they plant into your brain helps release the hormone or the substance that your brain needs. I can never pronounce it, but with Parkinson's, your brain stops producing that supplement, and with the DBS, it helps your brain to basically release it again or give the message to your body that you need it. So your movements and stuff increase with the 50% immediately.
And you currently, I think with a lot that you keep yourself active with mobility wise, helps a lot. Because I don't think a lot of people get the motivation to be mobile and push through the pain. Because I think having your body mobile the whole time also helps with your physical activity. I
think that's what's kept me going a lot. I've had to stop a lot of stuff and that I just couldn't cope with. And the ability to do stuff. What put me back a lot was in 2002, I had stress fractures in 3 of my vertebrae.
Top or bottom or?
Bottom, L2, 4 and 5.
You. Those are the main ones.
Yes. Which put me about 2.5 years through hell. But I've got through that as well.
But how have you adapted your mindset towards what pain, failure, time means with regards to once being diagnosed versus not? The philosophy of what a normal day looks like.
When you're not diagnosed, you think you're untouchable. You've got life ahead. And then one sentence of a doctor changes everything.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Parkinson's, there's not a lot known about it. It's not an illness you technically hear of anybody's got. It's not like cancer. Everybody knows what cancer is.
Yeah.
If people hear I've got Parkinson's, their first reaction is, but you don't have tremors.
Yeah, that's
That's not what it's about.
people don't diabetics don't walk around with Canderel sticks, you know.
Exactly. There's much more to it. My mother passed away in 2023. And from 2017 that I was diagnosed, she passed away still believing I was misdiagnosed because nobody in our family had it. It's not a genetic disease. It can be, but it's not.
But it's not. But having your whole entire life philosophy adapted along with it, you know, I think people, once it happens to you personally versus, let's say, loss, it's someone else that passed away. So your time is still relevant to you and your timeline. And I think that's a very, very hard hit to get to take.
Yes.
And it comes along with pain constantly.
I believe, maybe I'm stupid, but love is about choice. I could have gone into a severe depression.
Yes.
I could have hated everything. I just decided that I will live my life the fullest that I can. Slower than what I was used to, but still get up every day and live life.
Those choices are improving your life, because I think that depression comes with zero movement, zero accountability. I mean, having something on the wall already shows accomplishment, and you have
Yes.
something to show for it.
Look, sometimes my husband says to me, I seem to do stuff as if there's no tomorrow. You are scared you're not going to finish.
Yes.
I'm much slower now.
Yeah. By the time this painting is finished, who knows?
If somebody else is going to finish it.
Yeah. We don't know.
But I could walk out here and a bus hits me. So why am I going to let an illness define my quality of life?
That's true, because a lot of people who's able-bodied individuals squander what they have.
Exactly.
And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, about what you say, choices. Every little choice that you've made has brought you to the point where you are right now.
Yes.
And I don't think a lot of people realize no matter what choice you're making, you are making that choice for yourself.
Definitely. When I went for the evaluations for the DBS operation, that the reports that a psychiatrist, the neurosurgeon, and my neurologist.
I can't say it even.
Neurologist.
I can't say it. Neurologist.
They all asked me, am I on antidepressants? Why not? Why must I?
Why do I want to add another pill to the bundle?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
I'm coping. I honestly have my off days. Why would I want to numb what I'm feeling? Because that keeps me connected to reality. I don't have a problem with it. A lot of people need it. Maybe later in life I will need it to cope with
Whatever
comes my way. But at this stage, I don't want to.
I don't see a need to either.
Not at this stage.
If
There might come a time that I need to cope with it. But it's not my time yet.
I don't think for where you are and what you've accomplished, you're still doing a lot. I mean, there's a whole entire craft room here that
It took me 2 years to convince my husband to give me this room.
and 2 years later, this room.
No, I think I've got like my daughter Marushka said, Mom, you've got the biggest room in their house. Just stay inside your limits.
But how do you move on? Because I think every single creator, I think that's the best way to buy yourself time. Because if you're creating something, you always got something to finish.
Well, I've got 4 baskets with half-finished stuff, so I need
Exactly. You're always
if unfinished stuff define your date of death, then
You'll make a plan.
Angels are going to say, "Oh no, hell, she's never coming."
You know how much she has to finish.
Yeah.
But what do you think about one of the biggest misconceptions about the disease are that you feel that you're living with that not a lot of people know about Parkinson's?
Misconception as in?
What I mean, not a lot of people know a lot about, like we literally said.
Firstly, they think Parkinson's people must have tremors. It's a total misconception.
Yeah.
I don't know, some people that know that I've got it have the tendency to think because your brain's affected, they talk to you
Slower. Jeni, we're going to the car now.
Yeah,
I'm not deaf.
my brain's affected, but I can still function.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny because people like here they've got to say, "But you don't have tremors." Okay, you look normal. I am normal.
So do you. Where does that leave us?
Yeah, and yeah.
But if you're not gonna do this, if you're not gonna, for rhetorically speaking, this operation, what will happen to your body?
Basically, my medication will be increasing each year.
That's not good.
I'm already on 4 tablets in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 2 at night. That's just the Parkinson's meds.
Yeah, that's not all of
Anything else?
anything else that comes along with it.
It will just get worse and with time. I'm already stage 3. So it can be that I'll stay stage 3. Can be that in the next year and a half, I'll be stage 5. I'll be in a wheelchair, bedridden.
But then, if I have to go back to the initial question I asked earlier, when you don't realize what you have until it's taken away from you?
Exactly.
And how we talk, although there's choices and how you reacted to this diagnosis, but will any of your mindset that you have right now have existed if that didn't happen along with it?
No.
Would you say you're thankful for what you've experienced now?
I don't wish it on anybody.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I think I've always had a good sense of humor. And I've always been quite positive. Look, we all have our negative times as well.
True.
But 90% of the time of my life, I try to be positive. And that's kept me going. I must honestly also say that people I have in my life have been people that actually won't let me go and lie down and pull the blanket over my head and say I'm giving up. Yeah. I think they all beat the shit out of me, rip the blanket off and tell me to get up and carry on.
Of course.
My husband's been an tremendous support. My children have always been there for me. And my colleagues have just ignored the fact that I limp, I walk slow, and just pushed me to carry on every day.
Yeah.
Everybody's ignored my, if I can call it the disability it's called. And they've treated me for who I am and who I was before the diagnosis.
Exactly.
And if you don't have a sense of humor, I know you shouldn't joke or make fun of an illness. But
who better to make fun of it than the one having, I can get away with it. I have it,
Somebody one day asked me, what am I going to do if my illness progresses and gets worse? I said, well, if I start having tremors, my husband will have bloody good scrambled eggs in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
It will be shaken and stirred. And
martinis.
But I know a person shouldn't joke about it, and it isn't funny, but there's always humor to see in something. And I've never let it affect me.
Yeah.
It does. And when I get in bed at night and I'm feeling a bit flat, I think my husband and my youngest daughter has seen the worst part it's done to me. But there's good in everything.
The beautiful thing that I learned from you is every single person you have in your life values every second that they spend with you.
Yes.
And that is beyond family, that's beyond religion, that's everything. You know, like people will spend time for you, not only grow you and water you, they want to grow and water you along with that. And I think that is probably one of the most beautiful assets that you can have.
I actually forgot just now, my eldest sister, Beverly,
Yeah.
her, my husband and my kids, my colleagues, my friends, I wouldn't have been here without them. Not at all. Not at all. I think if I was alone, I would have given up long time ago. But the boss just won't let me stop.
Yeah, come on. Please.
No, but I'm grateful for it. They've all been there all the way.
I value time spent with people who values you as an individual, like you mentioned, who can look past not only just an illness, but past everything that makes you you as an individual. You know,
Yeah.
From being a rascal to whatever you do, I think subtly leaving them all this beautiful art, you know, to remember you by, because what beautiful way you can leave a legacy behind.
That's true. I'm grateful you think they're beautiful.
I love it. I love it. That's why I say I'm inspired by you since you've told me day one. I am a healthy 35-year-old individual who's got, in my mind, because of a picture that I have of my life, my whole life. No, like you said, I can also be trampled by a bus right now. What am I doing with my capable body and youth and health right now? And that boils down to the choices. And
That's true.
if you can push through your pain, what excuse do I have?
Thank you.
I'm very inspired by that.
Thank you.
And I don't think everybody realizes how not only physical but psychologically and mentally strong that you are at the moment. I think people need to know that.
It's hard. It's not an easy road to walk. I would have hop, skipped and jumped it, but now I'm limping it.
Yeah, but I think...
But I'm walking it.
I won't even try to hop, skip and jump it. Because I think, you know, I understand midlife crisis now, because I'm thinking to myself, I don't remember looking like Clint Eastwood when I squint. The other day I was at a music festival and I wanted to see a band which I saw in Matric when I was in 2017. And the kid in front of me said, I was 1. Wow, that's past wimp, you know? But my brother, he was a diabetic.
Yes.
But he did triathlons and he could barely walk some days.
You know, Carl, I think you get to a point where you mentally make a decision. It's going to get to me or I'm going to get to it. I think some days I've been not stupid, but it's like I didn't acknowledge what was really happening. I thought if I can't see it, it can't see me. And then one day you realize, you know what, I've got to deal with this. I've got to face it. I've got to realize that it's there. And deal with it.
Face on. There's no other way.
And then you look at yourself and you think, I've lived with this for 5 years. What the hell? Just live with it for the next 15 years.
Yeah, what's the problem?
You're part of my life. You're
Yeah.
not taking my life.
We're technically married now.
Yeah, my husband had a Achilles tendonitis op in March. I felt so sorry for him, but what I do enjoy is that he walks with more difficulty than I do now.
Take that.
So I can still beat him in sport down the aisle. Shame. But yeah, in 9 months he's rehabilitated and he'll be walking fine, and I'll still be struggling.
Well, you know, for now you have the aisles.
I'm the winner.
If I can ask you a big
Yes.
favor, I'm scared, right, with where I am in life, right?
Yes.
And I know there might be other people as well, right, who don't want to get to the point where they get diagnosed with something terminally ill, to value the people and the time that they have. And if you could leave something for your friends and family members as advice to when days get tough, when you can't push through that pain, what advice do you have for us who can still accomplish great things?
Carl, my advice to anybody, and if I valued this, what I'm going to say, more when I was younger and healthier. You get 24 hours every day you wake up. Live it to your fullest. Don't regret not doing stuff. Not telling somebody you're sorry. Not telling somebody you love them. And then stop trying new stuff.
Except heroin. You don't have to try that.
I think I'm disability enough. I don't want to mess my head up even
Same
more.
here. Exactly. No, I've been thinking about it, and I think there's a lot of, there's so much, everybody likes to measure themselves with other people's rulers. It's hard, it's easy to do that nowadays with everything that's going on.
None of us are the same. I've learned the hard way that you can only measure yourself to what you think you can be.
Do you think you can be?
Yeah.
Okay.
We always dream. Let's be honest, we all daydream.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah, like I can't paint.
I can't paint.
Yeah, exactly.
I believed I couldn't paint because I couldn't do realistic painting. But I've got a different talent.
Exactly.
Measure yourself as what you wish, as what you would want yourself, the best you would want yourself to be. Because that's putting a goal in life for you. And it's always better than what you really are at that stage. So putting it out for you, measuring you by your own standards, you're pushing yourself to achieve more. But you can't measure yourself by somebody else's standards because they've got different talents than you've got.
But also, you love you. You need to change that mindset because you need to accept yourself like, I am this person that I know for me. And I love myself, so I need to do these things because I love it.
Self-love is the first step to accepting. If you hate yourself, you're not going to accept your illness. You're going to tell yourself you deserve it. But if you love yourself, it's just a challenge. If it makes sense what I've just said.
It does, because I'm patient with everyone else except myself.
Yes. Now I've changed that. I'm patient with myself and not anybody else.
Yeah. screw them. You know?
I must honestly say what's kept me head up and facing everything is my sense of humor as well. I've made it light. I've made it easy to talk about, discuss it. I did nothing to bring it on to me. It just happened.
But you also want to create the environment for it's easy for someone else to also talk about it, because you don't want everyone to be okay.
No, I wouldn't. I would not cope with that. I would.
And that vibe is already like, you know, of ons gaan kuier, of ons los dit. Yes.
That's one thing I very much appreciate about my family and my colleagues. Nobody's wrapped me up in bubble wrap. As a matter of fact, they've given me a hammering. But that's made it easier, and they've known when I've gone through a hard time that they were all there for me. And if they saw me and I was getting better, they'd just kick me off the bus and say, well, come on, get on.
Yeah.
And that, I think's made me strong. That's helped me. Yeah, I wouldn't have coped with a lot of excessive sympathy and bubble wrapping me and continuously asking me if I'm okay.
But I think that what you said, I think there needs to be a equal give and take balance for that environment to be created and that environment to be given at the same time.
That's true.
And I don't think everybody, because everybody's experiencing it for the first time, right?
That's right. With this fundraiser, Jeni has started the Backer Buddy for if the medical aid does not come to the table with all the expenses. I've got so accustomed to everybody around me knowing that I have Parkinson's that some of the people I've met in my line of work, I've known some of them for 5-6 years. So I obviously sent the Backer Buddy link and I got this call back. I didn't know. And I'm like,
What?
How did I miss you? How did I skip telling you?
How do you not know?
And what's scary is that more people did not know than people that knew.
What?
And I've been sitting the past 2 days, I'm like...
When did this happen to your mom, Jeni?
And I'm like, how don't you know? Everybody knows I've been sick a lot the past 4 years.
But they don't know of what.
Yeah, they knew I hurt my back, but it's like...
Anyway.
And then one guy phoned me yesterday, said to me, I really didn't know. And I'm going like, you want to tell me I haven't told you in 6 years? I'm like... But you get to a point where you think everybody knows.
Yeah.
And if you talk about it, you just talk about it as if it's...
It's also not something you want to talk about every, yes, I have it, let's get over it, you know? That's something that you subconsciously block, I don't know.
Well, I'm not shaking Stephen, so...
Yeah. You could actually give me a cup of coffee.
I can, which I am blessed for and grateful for. Now you're going to say to me, how can you say you're blessed when you've been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease? You're stage 3. There's always something to be grateful for in life.
It's like that age-old saying, you cry about your shoes and then someone doesn't have feet. Yeah.
Exactly.
So be thankful for your shoes.
Be thankful for what you have, not that and don't cry about what you don't have.
No, I was literally yesterday I think last week Tuesday in a crying over spilled milk situation. But as I picked up the boxes of milk,
no,
I picked it up with so much flourish. The middle bit broke, and all 6 exploded.
Before you leave, let me give you a litre of milk.
I went to the lady and I listen. It's not great, but I made a big mess. No, it's fine. And no, I made a massive mess. And she said, it's no use crying over spilled milk. And I like, wait until you see the aisle.
Then we're both going to cry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How much are you guys aiming to raise with regards to the
Well,
campaign?
the pacemaker, after substantial discount, is 200,000.
Yo.
That's just the pacemaker and the wires. At this stage, I'm trying to get an additional amount from our medical aid, but we're not succeeding very much.
Those rascals.
And they won't be giving me the whole 200,000. It seems like if they do approve, if I do get any funds approved, it will be about 80,000. So we've started the Go Buddy Fund as if I'm going to pay in additional money and the whole 200,000. Yeah, we've made the Go Buddy Fund for 350,000. The whole op costs nearly R1 million. So there's I think 14,000 already in the Go Buddy Fund. What I've pledged to do is that as soon as say for instance I do get the funds up to 350,000, let's be positive, and my medical aid does come to the party, and if there is any money left, I don't care if it's 10 rand and I don't care if it's 200,000. That what's left, I am going to go to the doctors that are helping me and find out who needs
this.
Yeah. And see whose accounts I can settle with my access money.
Whose medical aid didn't.
Nothing is going to my pocket. I don't want anything. The money is for the operation and for the medical bills. So the minute my bills are settled, anything that's left goes to help somebody else.
Who needs it.
Yes.
Which I think then, regardless who backs the buddy, will still back a buddy who needs this.
We'll back somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's a lot of people, that's one thing the neurosurgeon said to us. He said the problem with the DBS is the medical aids do not cover everything. You think they would, but they don't. And a lot of people just don't have the funds. I mean, think for yourself, who can fork out 350,000 rand?
No one can even buy a pie lately.
So I would love to, if I could reach my goal. Hopefully my medical aid comes to the party and I can help somebody else.
Exactly. And hopefully someone got a little bit more awareness of this conversation at the same time. Thank you for your time and sharing.
Thank you for asking me.
And it's been an absolute honor to have this conversation with you today.
Thanks, Carl.